Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
So on the top of the bumper, there are two Phillips head screws on each corner. I'm going to remove those using a Phillips head screwdriver. The top corner of the bumper edge, there's a 10mm self-tapping screw. I'm going to use a 10mm socket, extension and ratchet to remove it. There's also a Phillips head part in it. You could use a Phillips head screwdriver, but I find the ratchet to be easier to use with the socket. So I'm going to remove this one here, and then the same for the other side. We're going to start on the passenger side. Only the passenger side has this little plastic nut. Unscrew it and take it off. Use a small flat-bladed screwdriver to pop these push clips out. They're probably filled with dirt and they usually jam up. It's a good chance you might break them and you'll have to have some new ones on hand to replace them. Once the center part unlocks, they usually slide out a lot easier. But yeah, it's just filled with dirt and jammed up. It's the same for this one here. If they get really stuck, you can use a trim clip tool to pry them out. So remove these two push clips here. These two self-tapping bolts can stay in place. Now our bumper is loose on this side. Along the lower edge of the bumper is this black sort of trim piece. There are push clips in here. We're not removing those push clips. We're going to move over to these ones where you can see the body color of the bumper on these tabs here, this one here, this one here, this one here. There's 4 of them. Remove those push clips in the same manner as the other ones. You use a little bit of glass cleaner because, like I said, these get caked up with dirt, and the glass cleaner will help make it easier for them to come apart. Once you get them sort of lifted up like that, then you can slide the tool under here and pry them out. But even for a plastic thing, they really get jammed up with dirt. Just repeat this for all the other push clips on the body color tabs. There's a push clip here on this side. Instead of having that nut like on the passenger side. And these all just removed just like the other ones. Bumper looks nice and loose. To remove the bumper, there's a plastic bracket under here that the bumper clips into. So with these, all the clips and bolts loose, I'm gonna pull the bumper cover off. It's gonna sound like I'm breaking it. But you just kind of give them a good tug like that. It'll come loose. Go this way with it. There's a hook underneath the tail lamp. I'm going to go to the other side and unclip this side too. This one was already loose. Somebody probably backed into something. You kind of give it a good little tug. And once it's off, the bumper cover is not very heavy. And there it is. Now reinstall the rear bumper. Slide it into place. Get underneath these hooks, or on these hooks that are underneath the taillights on both sides. Get it started on both sides. Hold it in place. If you're doing this on the ground, you're gonna have to slide underneath the car and just make sure that this tab, this body color tab, is on the other side of this bracket. So bend it up That'll help slide the bumper in further. So the bumper needs to come out and go around the splash shield. Slide it into place like that. It's going to go over this little part here, so it's going to be pushed up. It will snap into place. We'll do the same for the other side. Bracket's damaged on this side of the car, it's bent out, but it should normally sit right flush in there. Our bumper corner was sticking out here. It's because the bracket was not correctly installed. This tab is supposed to go on the other side of the sheet metal here. There's 3 10mm bolts that have Phillips head screw cutouts, but we're going to use the 10mm socket, extension, and ratchet. We'll just loosen this bracket up. I probably don't even need to take these bolts all the way out. We'll just loosen them up. Nope, I guess I do have to loosen them up. And they'll come right off. Pop it out, pull it off the clips, slide that bracket underneath, pop it back into place. Reinstall these self-tapping bolts. Lift the bumper up, slide it into place. Needs to go over this little pin that's sticking out. It's clipped into place. It's not sticking out anymore. It's flush with the body. Reinstall our self-tapping screws that have these plastic grommets around them. Do the same for both. And reinstall the self-tapping screw that goes in each bumper corner. It goes right here into that opening. And the same for both sides. This is threaded stud here. So I'm gonna push the bumper down and over it. And this little plastic nut went on here. This is only on the passenger side. The rest of the bumper is held on with push clips. You can reuse the old ones. I'll push them in. Lock in place. Push clips are over here, the body colored part. Pull this down a little bit, set up in there, locking in. So if it helps, these get crudted up with dirt. These push clips, you can use some glass cleaner or some soapy water to get them to move freely again. There's still some dirt in this one, but no big deal, it's gonna get dirty again. It'll just help it go into the opening, push it in to lock it, and just do the same for all of them. Bumper is reinstalled.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.